Hello. Welcome to the Art Throwdown. It is Wednesday night. Wow, it really is. It's May something or other. Is it Tuesday or Wednesday? I don't even know, guys. This week's like, it's all blurring. Maybe you guys can tell me what day it is. It's either Tuesday or Wednesday. So yeah, hello. I see bunches of people coming in. Hey guys, is it
It's
Tuesday?
Tuesday night.
Like, is it Wednesday already? Did I miss something? I don't. It's crazy.
It is definitely Tuesday.
Okay, good. Good. Thank you guys. Carrie's like, it's Twednesday. Yeah, it kind of feels like a Twednesday to me. Oh boy, tons of peeps coming in. I'm just going to rattle off some quick names here. So Phil, first in was Phil. We've got Snail Mail for Zoe. We've got Ashley and Carrie and Jim. Crazy for Stamps. Oh my gosh. First name, do you remember us? Crazy for Stamps.
I don't.
Okay, Crazy for Stamps. If you want, tell us your first name. If not, it's kosher. It's cool. Moonlight Clover from Idaho. Hello. I just got your letter. My pen pal from Idaho is on. Hello.
Anna is here.
Yes.
The scripted post is here.
Yes. Oh, it's Jamie is Crazy for
Jamie.
Stamps. Okay. Thank you.
Sorry, Jamie. We'll get there. Trust us.
It takes us a couple tries. All right. So is Bingo back?
Is who?
Is Bingo back?
Yes. We're going to finish bingo tonight.
Okay. Cool.
So, what are you working on?
I am going to do.
Postcards.
How did you guess? Like you're psychic almost. Okay. I've got some postcard challenges that I need to get on because I've done postcard challenge 1, 2, 3, and 7, I think, to date. And there's a whole
Oh,
bunch
you mean
of.
my postcard challenges? Mm-hmm. Oh, cool.
I'm trying to like fulfill my bucket list of doing all of the challenges, all the hashtag postcard challenge. So for the uninitiated out there who may be watching this on YouTube or wherever, on Instagram we have this thing. Russ hosts this thing called the Postcard Challenge, and it's all one word. And there's many different ones. Now there's a funny one. I think. What number is that one? Do you remember?
I don't off the top of my head.
There's a funny one, and I made it's drying right now, but I took one. It was an upcycled greeting card front. I'll have to get it and show it to you guys later, but I'm gonna send it to my dad because it's got a giant trout with like, or some kind of a fish with sharp teeth, and it's a massive fish, and it's like biting on this little dude in the water. It's funny. I'll show it to you guys. And then I'm gonna do the latest postcard challenge, which number escapes me, but the big letter one with the positive sayings. I'm gonna do
Well,
that
it's
one.
just a big letter. It doesn't have to be positive sayings.
Okay, good,
It,
because I don't know if
yeah.
what I'm writing is terribly positive. It's more funny,
Yeah,
but
it's
it's
just a big letter. The,
big
the
letter. Okay,
predominant
big
feature
letter.
should be the big letter design.
Hey, Nan. Nan just joined. All right.
And that is, Jamie is saying that is challenge number 9 that we have.
Yes, challenge number 9. Thank you. Actually, Carrie said that.
Oh, Carrie,
It's
sorry. What did I say?
Carrie.
Oh
You
my
said
gosh.
Jamie.
It's time to go to bed.
Ah, come on! It's not even 10:30. Your alarm clock upstairs isn't even going off yet via the base.
Well, they've already been.
Oh,
So they're
okay.
just, the base is just in hiatus at the moment.
Okay. All right. Well then, yeah, and yes. So to Moonlight Harvest, yes, I love the paper goodies that you sent. They are absolutely gorgeous. And like I opened it and I was like, oh, iridescence. So thank you so much for sending that. And your letter was awesome. So I gotta write you back sometime this week. So look for the letter. Well, you'll probably see it when it's going out. I will hint to you that it's going out. Hey Pam. Hello.
So today has been drama day.
Do tell.
So, I got a call at 8 o'clock in the morning from the
Ooh.
bride, as in
Ooh.
bridezilla.
Ooh.
demanding, not just saying, but demanding her father's money back for the uh, bouquet that I made.
Did she
And
say
I said,
why?
well, first of all, that's between your father and myself. This has nothing to do with you anymore. So you're out of the loop.
Pretty
So
much.
if you have, if you have issues with it, then you need to talk with your father. So
Oh my
uh,
God.
she hangs up, right? So that's how I start my morning. She hangs up. 2 hours later, I was informed by her mother that the wedding has been called off.
Oh. Oh,
Now,
snap.
now,
Oh
well,
my
the
God.
the wedding is called off, but they're still having the ceremony. They're still getting married,
Okay,
but
so
they're just going to have the preacher come to one of the houses, and it's going to be witnessed by the parents, the double set of parents, and that's it.
so
So
it's
there's
kind of
no
like an
big.
eloping ceremony at somebody's house with no ceremonial anything, it sounds like.
Well, and so she was pitching a fit. She says, if I can't have the wedding that I want, then I'm just not going to have a wedding at all. Um, Now her father is totally beside himself because he's put deposits down for things
Oh man.
because it's supposed to be this Saturday. So he's checking in, and so the father called me later today and said, I know I've signed the contract, I've read the contract, I understand the terms of the contract. Um, but do I have any options? And I like, well,
Oh,
not
what?
well. No, he was being nice about it. He says,
Yeah.
if there aren't any options, I fully understand. I signed the contract. I know that that this isn't ordinary. So I said, well, here's what I'll do for you. I am currently in negotiations with another bride who has similar colors for her wedding, and let me talk with her and see if she's willing to split the cost of the bouquet and pay you half the price directly. And that way she gets a bouquet at half the price
Right.
and he gets half of his money back and I don't lose any money. So
I mean, that's
she seems
probably
to be amenable to it.
that's the best of
But
all worlds at this point in time
right,
where this is. I mean,
you know,
God.
so so that's been my day. And on top of all that, I forgot to eat, so I'm hungry,
Go get yourself some
and I
sour
don't want to
balls right
eat.
now. Go
I
get some
don't want to
sour
eat
candy.
uh, after this because then I'll be up all night because then I have to get up at 3 o'clock in the morning again, and it's just that kind of day, So
Oh my God. Well, can you at least like go get some sour balls or something or Girl Scout
well, I'm
cookies?
I'm down to my last four.
Whoa. Were those your comfort food as you were making the bouquet this week?
They helped. They
Okay.
definitely helped.
Okay, that's
Yeah.
fair.
So
Oh
yeah,
God, I'm
that's been
so
my day.
sorry. What a
Yeah.
crummy situation. Like now I get why you stopped doing the catering and you stopped
Yeah.
doing like more of like the hands-on
Yeah.
wedding coordination because
Yeah.
that is nuts. That's
Yeah.
nuts.
So Swan 4444 has joined. Welcome.
Hello, she's my pal from out in California.
Oh,
Hello.
cool.
Hey. And then let's see.
So
And Crafting Lisa. Hey, Crafting Lisa.
uh
We just like to
uh
announce everybody as they come in. So if you come in, you will be announced.
yeah, Jennifer's back. Well, hello, Jennifer.
Phil is offering very generously. Can he order dinner to you to your apartment, Russ?
I thank you very much for the offer. I'm not doing. I'm only. This is another thing. This is my life. Okay. I'm only ordering directly from restaurants because I read this article how all of these companies, these delivery companies, are charging massive fees to these restaurants to deliver on their behalf. So like
Yeah.
Grubhub and Seamless and all those people.
And DoorDash. Like, let's be
Yeah, and
honest
all
though,
those
and
people.
Postmates or not Postmates. I don't know. Whatever those things are, I don't use those. One thing I'm going to say about those, you have an extra link in your supply chain of getting your food from the restaurant. Now, I'm not trying to down the businesses. Like, they're a legit business model, and clearly they're successful. They make money off them. But it's one extra link in your food supply chain. So, like, if you get a Grubhub driver or a DoorDash or whomever, you don't have any guarantees that, like, they've reached in and, like, taken the fries out of your bag or, like, done so, like, that. Adding that extra layer of dependency in the food thing, like, freaks me out. Maybe
Well,
I'm just a control freak, but that freaks me out.
but in this time when restaurants are closed and restaurants are laying off their workers and things like that, to have these exorbitant fees being charged
It's
by
crazy.
these companies, just to me is outrageous, and it's so unfair.
It's
You know,
gouging. It's
it's like
clearly
these
gouging.
multimillionaires making money off of all of these people because they can,
Yeah.
kind of thing. I'm not anti-capitalism by any stretch of the imagination.
Right.
I want everyone to make money and to be comfortable. But in these special times, I think that we should be able to make special concessions. And
Yeah.
so thank you. I do appreciate the offer. It's just that what I'm doing is I'm ordering directly from the restaurants themselves and either have them deliver, or if they're within walking distance, I will walk and pick them up to help those people that I know that my money is going directly to them and only to them. So, but thank you so much for the offer. That's a very generous and very kind offer, and I do appreciate that.
All right. So, can I talk to you guys about something that I bought? Like, for
Absolutely.
just a second. Okay. Oh, wait. Snail mailbox joined as well. Hello.
Did
Okay.
you say Crafting Lisa as well
Yes,
already?
Crafting Lisa
Okay, great.
66 is on. Hello. All right. So, I got. Are you guys ready for this? I got glitter. Look at this. This came in the mail. I've been waiting all week for this. Carrie says, Phil, that you can send her food because right now she's hungry. This is by Folk Art. And this is called Glitterific. It's clear acrylic paint, and inside of it is glitter. Okay, this one is tangerine neon. Folk Art, give me free stuff. Okay, and the next one, this one is called Unicorn. And then this one is called Princess. Folk Art, give us free stuff. Anyways, so this is made by the fine folks at Plaidcraft. Folk Art is one of their products. And we love free stuff. So just saying. But these are the ones that I bought. And I actually used this one on a postcard. And it came out pretty good. I like these so far. And it's kind of like using Mod Podge, but it's acrylic, so smells a little stronger, but I'm pleased with it so far. So just throwing that in the hopper of a product you guys might want to try out. Free stuff. No, just kidding.
Well, that's one of the things too that and someone has very nicely DM'd me about it. Um, I don't have any sponsorships. I don't get any benefits from talking about the products that either you and I talk about or the products that I demonstrate
No, we're
either
just
on here or
hobbyists.
on my personal feed. These are just products that I use, and I don't recommend them because I want to get something out of them. I recommend them because I use them. So,
Well, I like
and
them. I mean, I
right,
love Glitterific. I'm just
right.
saying, hypothetically, if Plaidcraft were like, hey, want to try out our new glitter glue, I'd be like, yeah, maybe. Anyways,
Yeah. But so that's
but
I'm
I'm
not
not a
promoting
sellout by
anybody.
any
It's just
stretch.
I'm just explaining the products that I use and that I like. And I'm old school. If I don't like it, I'm not going to tell you, but I'm also not going to recommend it. So I will only
That's
recommend
fair. Yeah.
products that yeah. That's my old grandmother. Just say, if you can't say something nice, don't say it at all. And I truly believe that. So I'm not going to denigrate a product. Um, I may criticize it like when I do stamps, but I'm not going to denigrate it.
Right.
I just won't talk about it. So
Yeah. Yeah,
yeah,
for sure.
cool.
For sure. So, anyways, I like these. They arrived today, and I've been playing with them. They're fun. And if you're like me and you're obsessed with glitter and you want to spread it on something, it goes on pretty evenly and it dries. I thought it dried pretty well. So, the only thing I will say is, for some reason, Princess, like, the layer of clear acrylic and the glitter like separated somewhat in the bottle, maybe during transit. So I had to kind of squeeze some air bubbles out and then shake it and roll it around. And you have to, I think I might have to physically stir this one up because you can maybe see it's not as like homogeneous of a mixture as like these two. But anyway,
Does
still
the
recommend it.
instructions on the bottle say anything about stirring it or shaking it or anything?
Apply generously with a foam brush. Oops, I used a paintbrush. Paintbrushes work. Clean up with soap and water. Indoor use only. Combustible. Huh, sweet. No, I do not see
Okay, cool.
anything on there about stirring. But I mean, I think in theory, like, if you wanted it better mixed, you could. So,
Mail coming through has joined. Welcome.
hello. Wow, lots of folks on tonight. Welcome. For
I
anybody
know.
who's
I think this is our
new,
largest group so far.
yeah,
We're
and
up to
for anybody
16 people.
who is new, we do this every weeknight, Monday through Friday, 10 p.m. Eastern, and we do it for an hour or until Instagram kicks us off after 60 minutes. And we do store these on YouTube. So the channel name is Art Throwdown, all one word. It's on YouTube, and usually within an hour or two of this ending, I usually upload them. So later in the evening, you will get them on the YouTube in case you miss one. Because I know some of you folks work in the evenings and have other obligations. So if you ever want to backtrack on one of these, you can.
So this is my project tonight. I'm going to finish the bingo book. So where we left off yesterday is I had sewn all of the signatures together. I had sewn them on the ribbon. And so that's what the spine is going to look like. So I think that's kind of cool the
Super
way,
cool.
yeah. And so it's an exposed spine, which is fine, but then you can see how it's all sewn together and you get to see the ribbon. And then what you do is you take a chisel and you notch holes in the cover, the front and back covers, and that's where you feed the other end of your ribbon through. Okay? And that's what keeps the binder, that's what connects the covers to the actual spine.
That is gorgeous, and I love the yellow ribbon with the bingo border. That goes really well together. I love the
And
hues of
then
yellow.
what you do is you will dig a channel into the board so that your ribbon will lie flat. And so you do that on the inside of each of the boards, like so. And then what you do, you're going to take a end sheet, piece of a decorative paper, and then you're going to glue it to cover all your mechanics. And so that will be the interior of the book. So that's what I'm going to do tonight. I had to do this on my own so that it could dry in time so that I could demonstrate the end sheets to you tonight. But that was all done earlier today.
It's amazing
Okay?
how many like internal mechanics go on within a book's binding that I never honestly, until you showed us this, I never appreciated it before. I'm like, oh, it just all sticks together.
Well,
But
that's
that's
the
very
thing. This
involved.
is, these are old book binding techniques. This is how books used to be bound. Now they're all glued, most of them.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, these are old techniques.
Very cool. Very cool.
Cool. So you do your thing. I'm going to go put some glue on this and come back and put it on there.
Absolutely. Okay. Okay, very good. So I am actually going to, I have a couple of things here that I was going to work on. So one of these is actually going to be for my sister. So she is a big Disney fan, and I got this at Disney the last time I was there. And I think this came in the mail maybe before the trip or afterwards as a thank you, but it's a Minnie Mouse sketch, as you can see, and there's a quote. Ideas come from curiosity. That's a Walt Disney quote. So I got this in the mail from them, and I'm going to cut this up, and I'm going to, that's going to be kind of the centerpiece of this postcard. And then I've got some other scraps down here that I'm going to put in as a background. So she likes pink. I'm going to put a bunch of pink here. And that's going to be postcard number 1. And postcard number 2 is actually going to be my big letter postcard. So I've got a nice bright green background of cardstock here. Yeah, so Carrie, I agree with you. I think my sister will like the Minnie Mouse better than she will like the Duncan postcard. So I'll try not to make it too busy and stickery. But it's funny. I'm actually not using stickers tonight. It's like I don't know,
What?
hell hath frozen
What?
over. Yeah, no stickers tonight. So I'm using one of my swap pals gave me all of these cutouts. This came from a separate person, but look, another bingo themed piece here. Someone did this pretty punch. So I got an envelope of these last week, and someone cut out all of these like knitting crochet pictures. So I am making a big letter postcard with all of these knitting scraps glued to it. And the lettering, big lettering, is going to say, "I knitted you a postcard." I don't know why. Like the idea popped in my head earlier, and I'm like, I need to make this. I need to just make this happen. So, yeah, that's what I'm going to be working on. So I'm going to tilt down just a bit here. And again, apologies for the camera.
Are you crooked again?
Yes.
Or lopsided, I should say?
It's a little bit, yes, it's a little bit lopsided. Okay. Now, if I don't make any sudden movements, it's gonna stay. It's gonna stay. I'm willing it to stay in place. All right, so Russ, you didn't see my Minnie. Look at Minnie Mouse. There she is. And we had several other folks come in here. Landy Letters, hello, and Southern Stamp Queen. Waving to you both, ladies. Come on in.
Hello, Patty. Welcome.
Hey, Patty. Yeah, and now I have this compulsion to just work through all of my pieces of paper and paper bits and things that I've got in my paper box. So trying to stay honest here and not like acquire more stuff, but rather work through what I have, because you guys all know that struggle, right?
I have no idea what you're talking about.
Because I know as soon as things open up and like I'm back in Hobby Lobby or Joann's or Michael's or name the craft store, or even Dollar Tree, I'm gonna go in there and be like, oh, I didn't realize I needed this, but here we are. I gotta buy this.
Gotta have it, gotta have it, gotta have it.
Yes, and then I will convince myself to buy a bunch of extra crud that I don't need.
So
Yep.
I'm just going to show you this detail real quick. The reason why you cut those channels is so that your paper will lie flat, and so you don't feel the bumps of the ribbon that you have glued down to the inside of the cover. So that's why you cut those little channels. So there's a little bit of a bump there, but it's not as pronounced as if you hadn't cut those channels.
It's not even visible though, like you can't really see it in the light. So it looks pretty flat at least from overhead camera's perspective.
And so those are the end sheets. And what I'll do is I'll put this in a press because it's still wet so that it could lie flat and dry flat. And that will be the little bingo book done.
Wow. How long do you usually put something like that in a press for?
I'll put it in overnight.
Nice. And Oxford Stamps joined. Hello. And Swan feels my pain. She says, I have too much paper. Yes, yes. That is just as moisture is like a paper crafter's kryptonite, I mean, so is sometimes the urge to acquire more paper and more paper bits and scraps. It's the struggle, man. It's the struggle. In a way, the fact that a lot of these stores are not open for they're only doing curbside pickup, I am not really shopping at them. So in a way, that is kind of working out for me. So I'm not acquiring a bunch of stuff or Savers. Oh God forbid Savers in their office supplies section. Sometimes you can find really cool stuff in there, like scrapbook paper and old school notebooks. Just depends. It's like a treasure hunt. Just depends on how you hit it. But the temptation, man, it's real. Yes, Landy. Oh my God, you love Savers. What city are, like, not to get too specific in your personal details as I poke scissors at the screen. What city are you in? I'm always fascinated by what people find in their Savers, like depending on the region. So I'm north of Boston. I'm out in the burbs, but there are a couple of Savers stores out this way that I will seek out, and I'll drive all the way to them sometimes just to try to get a good deal on like paper crafting stuff or craft kits or gardening stuff. But yard sales is another interesting one too. That and like estate sales. Ashley found some amazing stationery from an estate sale not too long ago, and she shared some of it with me. And it's like the coolest rainbow stationery I have ever seen. So brought me back to the days when you could buy, I don't know if it was products like Mead that had a lot of like rainbow colored, like maybe 80s, 90s stationery, but man, it's awesome. Here's my mini. Yeah, Savers. I think the parent company is actually called Value Village. It's out of Canada, but in larger cities, there's usually a Savers or a Value Village store. It's part of the same chain, and it's not for profit based and donation based. So whatever people donate, like a Goodwill or a Salvation Army, they'll put out there on the shelves, and you can go buy their stuff. I want to say I think the beneficiary is like the Epilepsy Foundation. I think one of those. Apple Valley. Okay, Landy's in Apple Valley, but you guys have one in Riverside, only 1 hour away. And I assume that's California? Oh, okay, so yeah, so California. All right. A lot of Californians on here tonight. We've got Phil, we've got Nan, we've got Landy. I think we've got Swan. Yeah, lots of Californians on tonight. Yeah, I agree. West Coast probably is the best coast weather-wise. Oh, okay. That's interesting. The Savers in each city chooses which charity to support. It was a different charity that was supported compared to the one that I mentioned. Interesting. Oh, and since this is going to my sister, I found this on a tourist map. Look at my whiny sister. Ha, get it? It was from like a wine shop, I guess. But I'm gonna find a place on the card to tuck that in since it's going to her. Oh Oh, yes. And they just announced here in Massachusetts that I guess barbershops and salons will be opening. So I will be getting a haircut next week. It's a big deal here. Big news. And I think they're doing the thing with the plexiglass. They're putting up plexiglass and they're, I guess, at least for barbers, because we've got a barber in our family, he said that the capes, the capes that they used to put on people, I guess you can't reuse them. So I don't know if they have to, if they dispose of them, I think they might be going to plastic as an option, something like that. Something like that. And P.S. the fact, I hear tinkering on the other end there. The fact that Russ owns a book press is like interesting. Russ has all sorts of like professional equipment over there, man. I never knew he had one. So. Oh my God, I heard tinkering. Now, look, he dragged something back. What is that? Crayons? You guys want to take a guess on what he's got there? Are those like oil-based crayons? Are they not colored pencils? Patty says, we common folks have to use the old set of encyclopedias, Russ. I use a heavy box of washi tape as my press. Because, you know, two purposes. I can also dip into it if I need tape. And it also flattens my postcards. So, you know, win-win. Colored pencils, Landy thinks. Oil pastels, Jennifer or Patty suggests. It's a mystery. Intense color crayons. You've got all sorts of guesses here, Russ, as to what that is.
Okay, what did I miss? What did I miss?
We had a bunch of guesses as to what you were putting on the table. And as I was telling our folks, if you hear a rustling or a tinkering sound, Russ is either about to bring over a bunch of art supplies for a new project, or he's about to drag some massive art installation over to the table that he has worked on. We're trying to figure out.
Yes.
We're trying to figure out what that is. Are those oil pastels? Are they crayons? What are those?
And I had to go get my beverage of choice as well.
All right.
So let me read through these, and we common folks have to use the old set of encyclopedias.
Yes,
for
we
what?
Do. As a press.
Oh, God. Okay.
Because I was commenting on how I didn't realize you had a professional book press in your home. So
I do.
We learn something every new about you, Russell.
Okay, so this next segment is dedicated to Pam.
Ooh.
So one of the difficulties is that when we talk about watercolors, there's so many variety of ways to do watercolors. And so that's what I wanted to show you. today are the different ways that you can do watercolors. So one of the ones that I demonstrated the other day are these liquid uh, watercolor concentrates. This is my favorite brand. It's Dr. Martin, P.H. Martin's, and it has great color. So you can mix this with water, or you can work with these directly. And this works best on a liquid to liquid kind of application. But you can. The nice thing about these is these mix really, really well, and they layer really, really well. So this is one form of watercolors that you can use. The one that most people are used to are these pots, or these dry watercolors that come in little pots.
I remember that when we we were mixing the colors and putting them on the book. Yep.
Right. So this is the other option, and these are dried colors that then you add water to them to mix them. And these can work on either wet to dry or wet to wet applications. But this is probably what you're most used to. And there's like those watercolors that you used to get in school.
Oh, yes.
This is the same kind of thing. So that's what this is. And then my actual preferred method to do watercolors are either watercolored pencils, and this is the brand. And that's the thing. One of the things I wanted to share is that once I find a brand, I like to use the same brand in all of its manifestations, because the colors are so similar that a yellow in the watercolor pencil is the same as the yellow in a colored pencil is the same, is that same kind of thing. So if you can stick to the same brand across the mediums, you're going to save yourself a lot of heartache. Now, a lot of times you can't do that, and I get that. So these are watercolor pencils. So these are just like your colored pencils, but then you can add water with a water brush, or one of those water brushes that you use, or just a regular brush dipped in water to spread the pigment around.
So you would color first, right?
What's that?
Treat it like a colored pencil first, and then lightly brush it with a brush with water after?
Correct.
Oh.
That's correct.
What brand are those? Is that red packaging?
These are Courant d'Arche. This is a Swiss-made product.
Okay.
And it's just the only other brand that I like that I use across the board like this is Prismacolors. Because they have markers, they have colored pencils, that kind of thing.
Yep.
But Courant d'Arche has colored pencils, they have crayons, and they have watercolor crayons. So these are the watercolor pencils. And then this is where you have to be really, really careful. If you want to use this brand as a watercolor, what you need to do is you need to get the wax pastels that are water soluble. So that's what you're looking for, is water soluble, and then it acts like a watercolor. Don't confuse that with the wax pastels that are water resistant. These are like crayons. So it's easy to buy, and that's is essentially how I got so many of these sets, because I bought the wrong one for the application that I needed. I bought the crayons rather than the water soluble ones, which is this one. And so that's what I'm going to demonstrate the rest of the week. I'm going to show you how to use each of these in their own applications and how they work best in different situations.
Excellent. Okay.
And then, I told Ashley the other day that one of her best friends is going to be her pencil sharpener for her new set of colored pencils. And that's the same thing here, is that I have a dedicated sharpener just for these, because the thing about these crayons is that they take a larger bore in your sharpener, so you can't use just a regular sharpener. And I like having all my things done to the point rather than a blunt finish. So that's why I always like having all of my things sharpened. Like this one would be sharpened before it gets used because this is rather blunt.
Mm-hmm.
You can still use it, but the idea is that if you want to get color in tight areas where you really want it, this is the way to do it. So that's what I'm going to be working on the rest of the week. And I just wanted to show you the different options.
Nice. Pam says she's very excited to see the demos, as are we. We're very excited. We're all very excited to see this in action. It's funny, I used the Sakura little travel set. I have a little one and I've got a slightly bigger one, but I didn't realize that all of those options out there existed. The watercolor pencils and the water-soluble crayons. I didn't know those were even a thing.
Yeah, and that's why we do this. And it's just like, that's why I like to talk about these things, is so that and the same thing with stamps. That's the reason why I like talking about stamps, is because as I say on that there's no way for you to know all of the products that are out there. So one of the ways that you can is if people are willing to share and talk about why they like the things that they do, and share.
Now, Jim's got a question, Russ. What sharpener brand do you prefer for your colored pencils?
Well, I have an electric sharpener that I use for anything other than these crayon type of things, and it's an X-Acto electric sharpener. That's what
X-Acto.
An
Okay.
X-Acto, yeah. And I have a variety of them. I have one in every room.
Oh, wow.
Just so that I'm not having to unplug one to take it to the other room, kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to take my camera off my tripod.
Are we traveling? Oh my God, we're traveling.
Yeah.
Okay, check it out, guys.
So Jem, that is the X-Acto sharpener that I have. And so that you can, this one is openings. So do colored pencils. You can do.
Hey, Russ, you're breaking up just a little bit.
So
I think you might be lagging.
Like that. Oh, that's because I'm not talking right into the camera.
Okay.
So, yeah. So that's what I'm saying, is that it has a variety of different openings, and that's why I like it, because it's adjustable. But I have a separate handheld sharpener for the crayons, and I'll show that to you as well.
And while he gets that, this is the background of my pink themed postcard. So you can see that. I've got my scraps glued on there. And I'm going to keep this design pretty simple. So actually, I kind of like the black and white contrast of the Minnie Mouse on top of the pink, the hues of pink. So that's where she's going to go. And then I've got here it is. I've got my quote, the Walt Disney quote, and I've got this this Easter egg, my whiny sister. I'm going to tuck it in someplace on the postcard. And then we'll call it a day, and we'll Mod Podge this one. Just got to make sure it fits. Yes. I'll just have to trim off a little bit of the edge once I put it on. Whoops. Landy says that's very cute. Yay. And Nan, thank you guys. I wish I had these sketching skills to draw a Minnie Mouse that way. So, but yeah, like, yay, free art. It came in the mail. It's going to become a project. I love it. Yes, there she is.
So I don't see my handheld sharpener off the top of my head, but it is I'll show it to you tomorrow, but it is a dual head Prismacolor pencil sharpener.
Okay.
And it's like the ones that you get in that you use in school. But the beauty of this one is it has two heads, so it can fit two size pencils.
Ah.
And then this is the water brush that you and I have been talking about.
Yes. I
Um,
love that thing.
and the
P.S.
nice thing about these is they come in a variety of different thicknesses for the
Yes.
brushes.
Mm-hmm.
So you can use fine, or I think there's a medium as well.
I got a 3-pack of those once, or a 5-pack. I forget what the quantity was, but I got a pack of them with different widths. And they came from Tuesday morning craft section on clearance, like yellow sticker clearance. And I just went ham on it. I'm like, I've got to have these. So, of course, I bought them.
I don't think you can have too many of them. To be quite honest with you, I just find them
They're useful.
very useful. Absolutely.
Now, I'm just going to point out the only thing about Minnie Mouse is her tail is sticking up. Might have some tail troubles here. Man, I have to say, Russ, this is like the most, no kidding, this is the most conservative postcard I have ever done. Dang. I'm going to show you guys the finished product in just a second, but I'm sure you'll all agree, for those of you who look at some of these other crazy, here's the dog postcard I made last night, some of my crazy sticker slapped creations, like there's this, and this one's at like, out of a scale of 1 to 10, this one's at like a 9 as far as like tchotchkes on it. And then there's this one, which I don't know if this looks so conservative by comparison, but just a different style. No, no stickers or tiny tchotchkes or iridescence. But
So this is the example of what I was talking about. This is just a Staples brand, which is just fine. You don't have to get high-end brands. The nice thing about this one is nice and portable, and it's easy to take your clippings and get rid of your clippings. But the nice thing is that it has dual heads, as you can see here. So you have one for the larger pencils that you may have, or one for the smaller pencils. And then the nice thing about these is that you can use the larger one to really get your pencil in there to get at a finer point, if that's what you like working with, which is what I like working with personally. So this is the example. This is just a plain Staples one that I had, but it's the same kind of thing. I always get one that has a dual. And then what I do is, in this case, I would buy 2 of these, and I would use one just for crayons, for wax-based items, and then one for pencils.
let's see. So snail mail for Zoe wants to know, what weight or gram paper do I use for my postcards? I can actually answer that. Let me run upstairs really quick and I will tell you. This actually came from a pack from Target. So this is, it's, you can see the hot pink here was the original color of one side, and then it was red on the back. But let me dash upstairs real quick and I can get you that exact answer.
I'm probably thinking it's going to be about 60 to 65 pounds.
Let me double check on that.
Yeah,
Now
that's
I
what I would
must find
guess.
out. I'll be right back,
Yeah.
guys.
And then for my watercolor demonstration, this is the coloring book that I'm going to be using to demonstrate the different techniques. This is called Splash of Color. It's a painting and coloring book uh, by Linda Hardett. Let me see if I can get the entire. There you go. There it is. So that's what I'm going to be demonstrating on this week. Because the nice thing about this particular coloring book is that it's thick paper and it's a textured watercolor paper. So it's not going to warp. So there you go. Okay.
Okay, wait. No, you just you're taking away
What?
the coolest part. What did you show?
This is the coloring book that I'm going to be demonstrating watercolors this week.
Wow. So that's a watercolor coloring book?
Well, it is a coloring book made out of art paper, so you can use any medium on it, whether it be crayon, whether it be acrylics. It's just that it's nice and thick paper, so it's not going to curl when it gets wet. And this was the one that you walked in on.
Oh, love the koi.
Yeah.
Wow. That is gorgeous. All right. Well, I have an answer.
Okay.
This is, the brand is called Nina. Here's the logo of it. And again, this is going to look backwards in my camera, but this came from Target. Double color creative collection premium cardstock. And then this came with 25 sheets and it is 70 pound paper
Okay.
or 189 GSM.
So we were close.
Yeah, you were very close. So 70 is the answer there, snail mail for Zoe. So there you go. And it's kind of cool. Like each of the pieces, there's a purple. Again, I got these at Target, and then it's like indigo. See the indigo, how bright that is on one side, and it's like a violet color on the back. So these are definitely brighter. And originally my kids wanted me to buy this, and I got mad. Okay, so I did buy it. This was at Target last weekend, I think it was. But this pack was something like $6.99 or $4.99, I forget. It was at least $5, and I got annoyed with my kids because I'm like, why do you need this? But then, unfortunately, the craft section and the art supply section in our Target was just beat to hell. Like there was nothing left. There was one little bottle of glitter. There was no construction paper. Like people just went crazy on that aisle. And so this was the one thing that was left was the expensive, Captain Cheapo here, but there was the expensive pack of cardstock. So I'm like, all right, fine. Even though I know you're going to basically just take these pieces and cut them up with scissors. And I'm like, so I stole a few of these for myself so that I could make postcards from them. So, and here we are. So anyway.
And it is 10:55. We have 5 minutes left. How's that happen?
I don't know. We get so into these projects and yeah. So I guess I will save my I knitted you a postcard for tomorrow night, and I'm going to attempt some lettering because I'm not the most expert person at lettering, but I'm going to attempt it, and it's going to say I knitted you a postcard. And
Do you want to know a hack on that? Mm-hmm. Print it out on a printer in the size font that you want, and then you can just trace it.
Ah.
So you don't have to see. That's the thing. That's what people realize is that there are hacks to these things. You don't have to hand letter. You can cheat.
Because I noticed now, I'm just saying, I'm not knocking other pen pals, but I'm just saying a lot of pen pals lately have been like coming out with this super like ultra fancy lettering. And I'm like, how is everybody learning this skill set? Like to just freehand hand letter, and I'm not able to learn it.
I mean, It is a popular thing. Don't get me wrong, and there are ways to do it, and many
there are
of them
some
do
experts out there. I mean,
right.
But
You're absolutely right. But there are also ways that you can do it on your own and in an easier way.
Nice.
Yeah.
All right. I'm gonna take you up on that. I'm gonna start working on that tomorrow. I'll try to print out my messaging.
If you want another hack, if you have Microsoft Office on your computer,
I do.
Use the PowerPoint feature. Size the page to the size of your postcard, and then you can size the fonts to fit.
Oh my God. You're a genius. That is awesome. All right. Yeah, this thing's going to look pretty slick when I'm done with it. So I guess this will be for tomorrow night's project.
See, and the other thing is though, you can cut out those letters. You can cut them out, from what you print out onto paper. You can use pre-cut letters.
Mm-hmm.
You can use, stick-on letters. There are any number
True.
of ways you can do this to make it work.
And Patty says you need a really good pen too. So I'll show you what I was thinking. I have this set of pigment liners, and the very end one says brush. And so I have used it before. I'll show you kind of what the tip looks like. Woo, can you guys see that? So there's the tip on this one, and you just kind of use it as like an inky paintbrush. So originally I was thinking of maybe using that and doing some like outline with my white pen. Maybe. We'll see. So that's if I decide to freehand, but I like Russ's technique a lot better of just printing it out first and sizing it to the postcard size, and that way I can control like my scale and all that of the letters.
And Zoe has a great idea as well as there are plenty of lettering stamp sets out there as well.
Ooh.
So there are ways to do it to where you don't have. And what I
Workarounds.
suggest is the original one was going to be do a ransom postcard to where you cut letters out of newspaper or magazines.
Yep.
And do that. So that was the original thought, and then I thought, well, maybe let's do something else. But yeah.
Okay.
So there's any way,
can that be
number of
postcard
ways.
challenge 10?
Postcard challenge 10 is going to deal with animals.
Oh, okay. Maybe like further, just suggesting.
Absolutely.
Just a
I'm
gentle
welcome
suggestion for future.
I'm welcome to all suggestions. Jim has offered some suggestions as well, and because I can't think of them all, and we're only up to 10. So
I'm sure there's a lot more where that came from, but yeah, we should totally do ransom letters on one of these. Yeah. So here's my finished product, folks, because it is. Oh my God, we're gonna get kicked off in like 2 minutes. No. So here's mine.
And my standard spiel, we know you have a lot of places where you can be, and thank you for choosing to be with us. This is a great way to end the night, and I absolutely enjoy everyone's company and everyone that joins us along. It really makes my day to know that we have an hour to ourselves and to each other that we can dedicate to each other, and it really means a lot to me. So thank you.
Me too. Yes. Gracias, guys. Thanks for coming in, and share with your friends. If you know other crafters or pen pals or creative types that love this stuff, we do this every night, Monday through Friday, 10 p.m. Eastern. So, yeah, we're here. And we've been asked before, like, what's going to happen once all the lockdowns and quarantine things end. I think we're still going to keep doing it. So as long as, and I've told Russ, as long as I'm in a place where I can, throw my little tripod down and stick my camera in it, and I've got my markers or scissors or something, we'll keep making stuff and keep doing it. So it's a good thing.
So everyone have a great night. Thank you. We'll see you tomorrow.
Bye. See ya.